always knew I was gonna be a coach though.
Okay.
Like I played some ball at the rec center.
Got you.
A little bit. I ain't really played too much high school ball, but I always knew like I want to be a coach. I came up elementary, middle school, high school, read the sports section of the newspaper.
Got you. Okay.
Slam magazine every month. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know when I was gonna get there, how I was gonna get there. So I was given an opportunity to coach on an AAU team called the Baltimore Rebels.
Okay.
And that was a great experience because I was young, I was hungry. Shout out to D'Angelo. That was one of my first guys I coached. He just graduated from college. So shout out to D'Angelo.
For sure.
Yeah, yes sir. So yeah, man, I just got that opportunity and it was just like work, just keep working. I just never stopped working.
Got you. Yeah.
Got my foot in that door and shit. We were practicing in Baltimore, I believe Rice-to-Town, I believe. But then I got kids I've coached that's not here anymore. Kids I've coached that's probably done jail time. Kids I've coached that's gone to college and now graduated too. I'm 33. I'm not young, but I'm not old either.
Yeah, that's how I be feeling
just
too.
the work for real.
Yeah.
So it's just changing lives. Like that one life is everything.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I said that it's bigger than that for you, bro. And I love what you're doing because, like I said, man, you're stewarding every single position, and that's how it is, man.
Like you have to be coachable. Because I come with a lot of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
I come with a lot of energy. My standard is the standard. I'm big on my standard, and my standard is for Dunbar moving forward. We're going to be disciplined on the court and off the court. That's in our schoolwork. That's how we carrying ourselves. That's we not walking around the school or the neighborhood or anywhere with our pants below our butt. We're not wearing ski masks and shiesties. How you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? Firm handshake. Like we're gonna be good people, and that's gonna translate to the basketball court. Grades, but on the court though, you gotta be tough. You have to be tough. If we lose, all right, we lost. But it's how we lose, it's how we approach the game for real. So my kids know, like I'm a tough coach to play for. But if you could play for me, Coach Domo, the life is gonna be easy for you. The off the court part is gonna be easy.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream.
Yes, sir.
The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. Y'all now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream.
Yes,
I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing, man? My name is Domo. Dominic, whatever you want to call me, Coach Domo. So yeah, that's me. Domo Rowe.
Nah, for sure,
Domo
for sure,
Rowe.
man. So for the people that don't know the upbringing, like the born, the raised, and all that, like getting into that, man.
So born and raised DC. I lived in PG County some as well. Graduated from Friendly High School in PG County. Man, I just grew up just with a great mother, a praying mother, and a father, and just a good family and a great support system for real.
That's love.
Great support system for real. That's just me for real.
That's love. That's love. So, like, did you have any hobbies as a kid? Like things that you liked, or?
So yeah, I did though. I stayed in sports, like at the rec center every day after school. I'm at the rec center, or I was always active in school too, though. So whether it was like a social studies club, a book club, I stayed reading sports books and newspapers when I was younger, and I always stayed busy. So for the most part, yeah, just staying busy in athletics.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So as you kind of transition, right? You got high school and then early adulthood, like the love for just sports and coaching. How did that come about for you, man?
Well, first I found my purpose at an early age.
Okay.
So that was probably the biggest thing. So I grew up in the Go-Go's though. I did the Go-Go's. I played the Go-Go's 2-3 times a weekend really. So I ended up meeting a lot of good people from this side of the city, that side of the city. But then I had lost a cousin. I was probably about 11, 12. His name was Ryan Waters. I lost him. He probably passed away. He was 10th grade.
Wow.
So he passed at an early age, and it was tough because he was a pretty popular guy in the city. A lot of people knew him. We go to Go-Go's, rest in peace, Ryan, neighborhood stuff. But then as time went on, it was like, damn, this is tough. I see his family, the family going through it. His mom stressed out about it. His sister, shout out to Lynette, it's my baby, his sister. And it was just like, dang, I don't want to see nobody go through that. Like no kid go through that, no family have to go through that. So that's when I started wearing a shirt underneath everything. Graduated high school, I had the Ryan shirt under my shirt, and I just kind of put it on my back for real. And that kind of gave me a purpose to this is why I want to graduate. This is why I'm gonna go to school. This is why I'm not gonna get caught up in the streets. I could be a part and intermingle with it and be around it, but I know, and I'm smarter to know I don't want to be dead or in jail for real. So what's gonna be my purpose? So that's just showing people damn, I'm young, I'm 17, 18 years old, but it's I'm going to school, I'm doing what I had to do. So man, it's just I found my purpose at an early age, and that just catapulted me forward for real.
That's dope. I think that, finding your purpose is definitely dope. Understanding, like, at the end of the day, like, as long as you knew it and you walked into it, now it's like, all right,
Yep,
it's on.
you're not gonna know where it's gonna come from. It's just the way life goes for real.
Facts. So, like, now that you established it, right, you kind of got a sense of it. Like, what were the, like, early walks with it, though? Like, because, sometimes it'd be scary. It's like, I done found it.
Yeah.
But, like, where am I going?
Okay, so when I graduated high school, and I went into this program where if you do it's at Morgan State. So I graduated from Morgan State.
Shout out to Morgan State.
Shout out to Morgan State, man, the illustrious Morgan State. But yeah, I went to Morgan State. But straight out of high school, I had to do a program at Morgan where if you pass it, you get A's and B's. You go right into Morgan, and you don't have to take certain classes like math classes. So I had A's in every class, and the day before English test, a language arts test, I was like, man, I'm great at language arts and reading. That's what I do. I'm not going to study for it. Boom. Took the test, and I didn't pass it. I was like 2 points below the notch that I needed. So I failed that. Boom. I wasn't admitted straight into Morgan because I didn't get that B in that class. I ended up with a C because just took it for granted. Had to go to PG Community College straight out of high school for a year. Went there. It was tough, man. My mother was like, that was so stressful. That was a crazy time at a young age, but it showed me, and I learned from that, like, man, nothing gonna be given to you. You got to go get what you want. So I did PG Community, had a 3.25 GPA my freshman year, passed that, then was admitted to Morgan State that next year. Did 4.5 years in Morgan, graduated, and that was probably my first time where I was like, all right, I know my purpose, but that's not enough. You got to really, like, put effort in, like. I'm big on effort. All my basketball kids, you ask them what's Coach Domo's favorite word, they're going to say effort probably. Like you got to put equity into what you're doing, like sweat equity.
I like that. Yeah,
so.
Because that's where like I always think of like a house, right? Where it's like, I bet you got all these floors. You know what I'm saying? You got your top floor.
You got your top floor.
You got your living room. You got your basement, right?
Sure.
A lot of people don't like everybody want to be at the top.
Yeah.
But see, the basement is where that character is built.
That's
that development.
The basement is everything. The ground level. If you don't got no ground level, you don't have nothing. It's like building things.
Right. Facts. Yeah. So like, you were able to go through all of that. So like now we've arrived. Now like it's not like now we ain't on the scene no more. We've arrived. So now that this moment of you've arrived and now walking into it, what made you, I guess, or inspired you to be like, all right, bet, you know what? I found my purpose. I graduated. I did all of these things. I want to coach. I want to be able to, pour into the community, help these youngins out. I really see it now.
So it started. So my senior year at Morgan, I always knew I was gonna be a coach though.
Okay.
Like I played some ball at the rec center.
Got you.
A little bit. I ain't really played too much high school ball, but I always knew like I want to be a coach. I came up elementary, middle school, high school, reading the sports section in the newspaper.
Got you.
Every day.
Okay.
Slam magazine every month. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know when I was gonna get there, how I was gonna get there. So I was given an opportunity to coach on an AAU team called the Baltimore Rebels.
Okay.
And that was a great experience because I was young, I was hungry. Shout out to D'Angelo. That was one of my first guys I coached. He just graduated from college. So shout out to D'Angelo.
For sure.
Yeah, yes, sir. So yeah, man, I just got that opportunity and it was just like work. Just keep working, just keep working, just keep working. I just never stopped working.
Got you. Yeah.
Got my foot in that door and shit. We were practicing in Baltimore, I believe Reisterstown, I believe. But then I had moved back home to DC, but I was still going to practices 2 days a week.
Right. So that's that drive, is that commitment.
That was the commitment,
yes.
Everything. Yeah. So that was just my introduction. Then I moved back home, and it was just like, that's a whole nother story, man. It's a long process though. But it really started with that, and then coming home, the community work.
Right.
When I first came home, I didn't jump right into coaching. I was more so doing the community, and that's kind of like I believe around the time we met.
Right.
And I was doing the community work. I was. With Jimmy, shout out to Jimmy, shout out to Trayon, shout out to Love, shout out to all the good men that I was coming up in a community work with. So, and it just branched off from there.
Right. And I think that the biggest thing, even seeing it in the beginning back then, like early 2020, 2021, the power of mentorship, right? Because it's like, okay, cool.
Mentorship.
I'm going to be able to add value. I'm going to be able to serve. I'm going to be able to grow. And I'm growing with like-minded individuals. And now when it's like, okay, bet, you know,
networking.
I know somebody that can do this because now I can add the value in every situation. And I know that this person is valuable. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't be surprised when I get a call now. I can't be surprised because of the work that you put in.
Yeah,
I always tell people that.
Yeah, because I started coaching AAU with the district sports when I first came home, and I was coaching, 7th grade. I coached 7th grade boys, 8th grade boys, and I coached 4th and 5th. I was coaching 4th and 5th grade girls at the same time too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
yeah. So I was like,
man, you all over, bro.
I was all over the place, but I just knew like I was just letting my passion and my purpose just lead my steps for real. I was just trusting whatever God had for me.
For sure.
Just lead my way, and then I had the district sports. Then that branched off to Friendship Tech Prep. That was later. That was probably like 2-3 years later. Friendship Tech Prep. That's led by head coach Dwayne Shackelford. That's probably one of the. I give him a lot of credit with taking me under and just teaching me the game and what it takes to like. What does a great coach and mentor and a community figure look like? Like what kind of effort are you gonna give into the youth for real?
Yeah.
Like he was a big probably like image for me. He's a coach I probably look up to now, not just as a coach, but as a man, like what I would have modeled myself after.
That's good.
As a community figure, not just a coach, because I'm not. Yeah, the coach word is very, like that's a big word. Like to be called coach, that's a father figure, that's a mentor,
absolutely,
that's everything. But I learned like what comes behind that though, and it's a lot that comes behind that though.
Right, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. That's why it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Open dialogue and conversations like this are definitely fruitful and needed and important because people don't understand like the layers. There's so many layers.
So many layers. So many layers.
I mean? So as you are like navigating through it, man, you know, the development, because like I said, I've seen you like year after year after year. It's just, you know, grown, you know, from,
for sure.
I remember that, you know, Athletic Republic, Twin Cooks camp.
Yeah.
That joint. Yeah. And after that, you know, you out there, the Mystics joint. You know what I'm saying? You're doing different things.
Wizards,
and it's always showing up, but every time I see it, it's the sense of urgency. It's like, bro, it's like, the scoreboard 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
Like that like look at me, but like
sure.
I'm still hungry, bro. Like I still want my lobster, I still want my steak.
Still,
like I may have had that a whole bunch of times, but I still want that, and I'm gonna still be hungry for that. So, what is that mindset for you? Because I know somebody on the outside looking in could be like, bro, that's a big deal. Like,
it's a big
what?
deal, yeah.
But like, what keeps like I know, like you sat there and said before, it's like you know your why and the youngins, the community, and all that. Like, what is the approach going into that? Because there's a lot of these kids that you know want to learn the game or just being coachable at life or just trying to, you know, figure things out. So what is that approach going into like, you know, the clinics or things like that? What is that approach?
Teams, because I coached DC Premier girls and Team Thrill girls. We punished everybody too. Shout out to that mob. Then I went on to, like I said, the district sports boys. Then I had team. Now I was a team takeover assistant. Now I'm a team takeover head coach.
Right.
I was a JV coach at Blue during COVID. I was a Friendship Tech Prep JV coach, Friendship Tech Prep varsity coach. Dunbar varsity girls assistant. We won championships there. Now JV boys at Dunbar. Now I'm the JV head. I'm the head. I gotta get used to saying that. Wow, the varsity coach, head coach at Dunbar.
I'm gonna clap all that up, man. I'm gonna clap all of that up because
Dunbar,
and it's not. It's from a standpoint of just understanding the growth, in the year. And literally, I feel like every single position, right? Because I don't even think it's a position or a title for you.
Yeah,
I believe it's literally a calling and just stewarding what is required in doing the extra in the season. So that's what I would definitely say.
So to get back to answer your question, it was just like the relationships with the youth that I was building as the time went on. Like just to see them, you know, get better and develop. Like I'm big on development, developing a child first. Because if a child know you really care for them, they're gonna run through a brick wall for you. Basketball, that's cool though, but it's the game of life. Basketball is what, 60, 75, 80, 90 minutes, whatever. The game of life is a long time. Like so, and then when they pass, when I pass, the things I passed on to these kids, they gonna pass on to their kids, and then so it's like a never ending cycle. So it was just, I don't really know how to answer like what put the engine in my back. Actually, I do know how to answer that. Some people said I couldn't do what I know I could do. So a few years ago, I still sometimes there are a lot of doubters. So I like to prove myself right. Like that chip on my shoulder, I don't know when it's gonna leave. It's still there to this day, but that chip on my shoulder, like just proving myself right, not necessarily proving them wrong, but proving myself right. That's like everything. That's why I go into every game. They say, Coach, I've never sat down during a basketball game.
Oh
never.
nah, you
I'm
definitely
intense.
hype. Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah,
I be seeing
so-
like clips of footage or whatever like that. I'm like, this brother is not sitting down.
No, I
like
study
he
my
acting like,
craft.
yo, okay, if it's 5 people on the court, guess what? I'm the sixth.
For
even though
sure.
I'm inside. You
For
know
sure,
what I'm
because I
saying?
take it as while your players out there playing, diving on the ground for loose balls, getting coached up. They playing 5-on-5, but then guess what? It's 1-on-1 right here with that coach across from me.
Yeah.
So while they playing him, I'm playing the other coach. I'm playing mind games with him. I'm trying to stay on top of him
Right.
the whole game. Coach Shaq used to always say, never lose your feel throughout the game. So I'm trying to stay on top the whole game. So it's a mind game, and it's just, I don't know. I just love what I do too, though.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see the passion with that too, man. And you know, I ain't gonna forget the Goodman either, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna forget that.
The Goodman League,
that
the
too.
Goodman League, prime time. Then I coached down the Watts League, went to the championship there this past year. So every step of the way,
Right.
I've been to a championship and won. Not that's not like on
No, it's not
cocky
the-
stuff.
no, it's not.
But like elementary school with Friendship Woodridge. Elementary championship about 2-3 years. Then the middle school girls, we won it like 2-3 in a row. Then Friendship Tech Prep, we won there. And then Dunbar girls won a city championship. Now Dunbar boys, I'm hoping to do the same thing. DC Premier, we won everywhere. Team Thrill, we won everywhere. So Takeover, we winning right now. So that's just the work I put in though, like in my staff and the staff that I'm a part of, or the head coaches that I've been able to serve under. Like that's just a testament to like I'm a work. And kids are losing their lives. Like, it's DC for real. Like, so I got kids I've coached that's not here anymore. Kids that I've coached that's probably done jail time. Kids that I've coached that's gone to college and now graduated too. I'm 33. I'm not young, but I'm not old either.
Yeah, that's how I be
but
feeling
that's
too.
just the work
exactly how I
for
be
real.
feeling. Yeah.
So it's just changing lives. Like, that one life is everything.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I said, man, it's bigger than that for you, bro. And I love what you're doing because, like I said, man, you're stewarding every single position, and that's how it is, man. It's like you're a good steward, and that's why God continues to open up doors and continues to reward you even more and more because you're looking at it from a grander scale. Like he, like, yo, if I could trust you with this, you can steward this. I know you're gonna be prepared to steward that too.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? As you
even when I
continue
don't know, like it's been times I'm like, I don't know where this taking me. I think I'm not gonna make it. Like I'm doubting myself, and then things always work out for me. That I will say, and I think that's a testament to like the energy I bring, and like I'm a genuine person too.
Yeah, not for sure.
I don't speak down on nobody. I don't wish bad on nobody.
Nah.
Somebody say something wrong, bad about me, they probably hating.
Yeah, nah. But listen, as you move up
that's
in
gonna
life,
come with it.
That's gonna come with
For
it.
sure.
Yeah, and then
And
you gotta
embrace
just embrace it, and you just gotta keep moving. We said the same thing at the same time.
Yep.
Crazy.
But
that's the thing, though. You gotta embrace it. So, like throughout it all, though, like what is the self-care like for you, man? Like, because I know, you're busy, you be coaching, you doing all of these things. Like, how we pouring into ourselves, how we kind of being mindful, or at least establishing the balance for ourselves. Because we could be on go for them, but we gotta be on go for us too.
For sure, pouring into our own cup, and that's something I'm learning every day. Because I'm also an athletic director at Dunbar too, under A.D. Morgan. Shout out to Reese Morgan, Dunbar alum, 1980. He's a guy that's taking me under his wing, and I'm learning a lot from him as well. So shout out to Reese Morgan. But that's still a process with me right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm learning to balance because I'm so much on go. Like I said earlier to you, I don't have no kids of my own yet, even though it seems like I got like 500 kids.
Yeah, because you're sitting there working with kids every day. They're going to be like, man, you the person, you the guy.
Yeah.
I work with kids too, so I
for
feel
sure.
the same. I feel the same.
Past kids I got now, kids, man. But that's a process I'm still in right now, like learning how to balance that. So yeah, I'm gonna get there though, but right now I'm just working.
Nah, for sure.
I'm just working.
Nah, for sure,
busy.
For sure. So like, I guess like as you're looking at the game, right? Because like of course basketball is a sport that everybody's passionate about. What are some things that you feel are like non-negotiables playing a sport? Like if a kid is trying out, if a kid wants to kind of like play, what are some things that you feel are like non-negotiables, or some things that are like these are some must-haves?
So some non-negotiables for me: energy, effort, and enthusiasm. You got to bring that every time. Like I tell my kids, all right, no matter what's going on outside of them doors, once you enter them gym doors, this is a job. This is like you got to treat this like your life is dependent on it, because that round basketball could take these kids so many different places. It's a tool. Like I don't promise my kid in the NBA and WNBA, like, yeah, that's possible, but you can use this basketball to make you a better person. Like that's the biggest thing for real. So they got to play hard. You got to be able to be coached up. Like you have to be coachable, because I come with a lot of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
I come with a lot of energy. My standard is the standard. I'm big on my standard, and my standard is for Dunbar moving forward. We're going to be disciplined on the court and off the court. That's in our schoolwork. That's how we carrying ourselves. That's we not walking around the school or the neighborhood or anywhere with our pants below our butt. We not wearing ski masks, shiesties. How you doing, sir? How you doing, ma'am? Firm handshake. Like we're gonna be good people, and that's gonna translate to the basketball court. Grades, but on the court though, you gotta be tough. You have to be tough. If we lose, all right, we lost. But it's how we lose, it's how we approach the game for real. So my kids know, like I'm a tough coach to play for. But if you could play for me, Coach Domo, the life is gonna be easy for you. The off the court part is gonna be easy for you.
Right, yeah, and I think that's very dope. I love what you sat there and said. It's the standard and the expectation.
Standard.
Because I definitely say, especially for our young boys out here, and not just targeting them, but just saying that I just feel like they have to realize that there's people that's been there. There's people that did that.
For sure.
And you're modeling that because you want them to be successful in that classroom.
For sure.
Because if they're not successful in their classroom, it's not going to translate to the court. So you got to have that to get this.
Yep.
And it's got to be a privilege, like you sat there and said.
Yes.
And the behavior mechanisms and what they're wearing. Because you want to be presentable.
You have to be
I'm
presentable.
glad that you sat there and said checking the pants sagging and the shiesties and everything like that.
Yeah, how you
because they
carry
sit there and
yourself.
saying how you carry yourself, because your character is going to take you further.
Yeah, your character, how you carry yourself off the court when nobody's looking. That's very, very, very important. Like super important. Because right now at Dunbar, my focus on changing the narrative. You know, it's going through. We've had a few coaches over the last few years, but I want to bring that stability. I want to bring that like a figure. Like when you think of Dunbar basketball, you're not just thinking winning and bouncing a basketball. You thinking, okay, if I'm sending my kid to Dunbar High School, he's gonna come out with good character. He's gonna learn how to be a great young man. He's gonna learn how to know how to treat elders, women, just being an all around person. Because the standard is the standard. Like Dunbar already, I'm not coming in to create anything new. Like it was the first school for African Americans in the country in 1870. That's big. That's super big. Like, I don't take that lightly. Then if we talking athletics, it's like one of the best athletic programs in the country, in my opinion. If we talking history, got NBA pros, NFL pros, man, you go in the gym, you look all around the gym, you're gonna see all met. Starting back from like 1960s. Start with Stacey Robinson. That's one of my guys, man. Big supporter, Dunbar U alum, man. He's called my phone every morning, 6, 7 in the morning. Coach Domo, what's going on? Just giving me support. So
That's
shout
dope.
out to Stacey Robinson. But the standard's already there, though. I'm not coming in trying to create a new standard. I'm coming in just building off, like we standing on the shoulders of giants in there. Kenny Matthews, Mike McLeese, Jodine Davison, Joe Holston. Man, I can go on and on. Johnny Rose, Nate Langley. Man, I can go on and on. So these guys, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you can go. And coming into what I'm doing at Dunbar, I know where the program has been.
Right.
Number one ranked in the nation, in the world. City titles, like, so we can recreate. Why can't we recreate that?
Yeah, not for sure. And I think it's about the culture. Like you just
Culture
sat
is
there and
everything,
said,
for sure.
and being able to build that and understanding, like, okay, at the end of the day, like, all right, bet, you already know what it is. We just here to amplify it.
We just here to amplify it.
Yeah.
And they don't. And it's the tough part is, first year, I have a great group of kids, but a lot of them don't know what hard work, like the work it really takes to be successful in whatever you want to do. So they learning how to work hard. They going through their little bumps in the road right now, but that's for a reason. That's a good thing though, because you got to start somewhere.
Right.
But they learning though. Like it's just about learning, and I'm not giving up on them.
No, you're not. And I wanted to highlight one of your players as well, Maze, man.
Maze, okay, yeah,
because,
Maze.
I've seen him play like literally like last year. I know we were in it was like a development clinic, you know what I'm saying? And I seen him play Two Rivers.
Yeah,
I was like,
Two Rivers. Yep.
Yeah, Two Rivers. He was playing, and I was just like, man, like he ain't somebody that was just like, because a lot of kids could just sit there and score.
Yeah, for sure.
This was one of the games where he just came and he was just like passive aggressive at first, and then the game started getting a little tight. Then he just started
Okay, let me tighten
amplifying.
up.
Yeah, let me tighten up. So
up.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, this is a different kid.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because normally around that age, you feeling like score.
Yeah.
But he's like, yo, I was always finding ways to just impact the game without scoring. If it come to me, I could score. And then from that transition, of course, he made the commitment to Dunbar. And then he was just, we followed each other. And he said, man, I love what you do, man. Know what I'm saying?
That's big.
Could we do an interview? I said, for real? Sure.
Yeah.
And then we did the interview, man. And then he was just like, man, shout out to my coach, man.
Yeah,
Domo. He's like, I was like, Domo?
Yeah.
He said, I know him too. He said, for real?
Yeah.
He said, man, the energy don't lie.
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, man, it was just understanding that, man. And I'm glad that whatever you're installing in him, I'm definitely seeing him grow constantly and feeling comfortable and just being around that love. So, man, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
For that, man.
Definitely. Shout out to my Zay Mitchell, man. He's one of my guys. He's a great young man, for real. Like, not just with him, it's more than just basketball. Actually, with all my kids. But with him, that's like little bro right there. Like, I'm super tough on him. He got a great family. Shout out to mom. Shout out to dad, grandma.
Shout out to everybody.
But I'm super tough on my Zay. But he's getting it though. It's for a reason because he's a freshman right now. But he has the opportunity to be like one of them ones for real.
Yeah, for sure.
Not just the city, but like I think the country.
Yeah.
My Zay, Blake. You had Blake.
Yeah,
Blake
for sure.
Robinson.
Yeah.
He's a freshman coming in the Dunbar. Aiden Brown
Aiden
too.
as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Brown, another freshman. All of them two brothers.
Yeah.
So.
And they have a wonderful program, and I understand that. And it's the way that they carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a stature of, oh yeah, I've been there, did that, won chips or whatever.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third. I'm just seeing their character continue to stack and build like Legos. And it's like, yo, they still hungry. They still want more. And I love that.
Yeah, so they pretty similar. Like a lot of kids that I've coached, we kind of similar. Like, cause like I said earlier, I have a chip on my shoulder. Like people don't think I can do what I can do, and they're the same way. Like pretty much all my kids can play. They may have go through their own off the court things, but they're like hungry to prove themselves right as well. All my kids, my Zay, Blake, Aiden. Shout out to Radley Strong, Jacoby Anderson, Jamal McCombs, Hamid, Isaiah Young, Derheem Brown. We got Jalen. We got Makai Brown, Deron Davis, Khalil, Dylan, Justin, Jahari. Shout out to Lil Gio. Shout out to Makari. Man, I can go on and on.
Right.
And on down the list. Like all these young men, Dylan, they not in the limelight. They not super social media. They really pretty slept on, but they're special kids. And they about to do something special, I think. Not just basketball-wise, but like they're growing as young men.
Yeah.
And that's super big for real. So shout out to my guys, man. They're my guys.
Yeah,
right
nah,
there.
for sure. I hear that. I know that. Yeah,
they
for sure.
stress me out. Y'all see this little receiving part right here, but it's for a good reason though.
Nah, for sure. And I think that is dope because a lot of them really were like community driven when I was talking to them too.
Yeah,
they
for sure.
really understood what community meant to them. They understood that it was bigger than basketball. And I think the fact that they have people believing in them as well. You know what I'm saying? And they know it's bigger than the game, man. So you're doing a phenomenal job, bro.
Appreciate that.
You definitely are, bro. So what's the motivation for the youngins out there, man? I know that we see a lot, my world in PG and yours in DC, but what do we see a lot of, and how can we continue to keep the youth motivated, man?
I think it's just reach one, teach one. I know that's like people say that a lot, but like I really believe in that. I mean, you reach one, that one gonna have a friend with him. You get another one, and then that friend they gonna have another one. So it's just like we just gotta be men again, like not be afraid to be solid men and hold these kids and our people accountable for real. So a lot of adults they scared of these kids. You see it in the school system. They scared to correct the kids, scared to talk. They just we can't just be doing this, for a paycheck. We got to really be able to like pull these kids to the side and pour into them. So we need just more people just being willing to lead the right way and not just about Instagram or likes or money and just really being true to the grind and the purpose for real.
Nah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I think that, just walking in and embracing your authentic self. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid, like you sat there and said earlier, to, correct the kid or, just have a conversation with the kid.
And it's cool to be different. Let them know it's cool to be different. Like,
it is.
You don't have to come up. You don't have to fit in. Like, I know a lot of they come from certain areas, so it's like they get conditioned to be this kind of way because it's either you this way or you that or you with this or you not with that. So I know sometimes they get to a certain age, it's like, all right, I got to make a decision now. It's either I protect myself or not. But it's still, we need more men and women too, though. But I'm speaking for the men and the young men right now. Like, we got to do more and be the right image. We have to, how we carry ourselves is very important because they looking at that. They see every little thing they think these kids don't see. They see. They smart. They're very smart.
Yeah, they're smarter than what we give them credit for. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then I think, like I said, like, especially like being a millennial, it's like, yo, you had the old, you had the new.
We had the without social media,
we had the
with social media,
with social media.
Phones, no phones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we understood it. You know what I'm saying?
Outside.
We understood what that was. Yeah, we understood what it was. So,
sure.
Just being the last of it and making sure that they had everything that they needed to have, man. So I definitely think that is dope. Man, look, all I know is God got his hands on you, boy.
Yes, sir.
Because like I said, at the end of the day, just seeing the elevation and everything that you're doing, man, continue to walk that walk, continue to talk that talk, continue to coach the kids the best way you know how to, man. Continue to steward all those things. I believe it's going to be bigger and better doors for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to keep doing what you need to do, man. And you got my support. I've seen it since day one. I love the passion, love the energy, love the approach. And like I said, even with all those kids, man, I would definitely say whether there was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star, after they was with you, regardless if it was a clinic or you coaching them, for a whole season, man, that energy that you brought, man, they all 5 stars to me.
For sure.
Because of how it was just,
for sure,
it was ran.
And that's big because even now it's kind of like, it's good to see because I'm getting a lot of parents, telling me they appreciate me. Like, man, you were the best coach my kid ever had, or I love what you do with my kid. You one of the only coaches that really believe on you. The first coach to really believe in my child. And kids that I've coached years ago, parents contact me. Can you talk to this about this and that, this and that? So that's big. Had one kid leave workouts last week. He said, "I love you, coach." I ain't never had a kid say I love you like that. Maybe like a text or love you, coach, but all right, boy, see you later. He said, all right, see you later too, coach. I love you. And that was big, though. That kind of like put an extra battery in my back, too, though. So
because sometimes we need to hear it. We need to hear it. I know it's not like something that we like checking for. Yeah. But it's just like, yo, it's confirmation and understanding like, yo, God is allowing you to operate in this gift. And it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Receive your flowers, bro.
Yeah, because the last thing I'm going to say, the world steps aside. This is a quote by Jodine Davison. This was a legendary coach in the city, legendary Dunbar coach. Then he went to coach at Norfolk State. But the world steps aside to let anybody pass if they know where they're going. So that was a quote he used a lot. So one more time, the world steps aside to let anybody pass if they know where they're going. So I know where I'm going. I'm intentional about where I'm going, and my kids, that's going to follow down to the kids. So that's big. That's a big quote right there.
Nah, for sure, man. I always tell people all the time, man, just continue to keep learning, man. Life, like I said, life will always teach you some things, man.
For sure.
Remain coachable, stay grounded, stay the course. Know what I'm saying? Extend the grace, your gratitude, like your attitude and gratitude, it takes you a long way.
For sure.
And how you show up and you support others goes a long way. So be willing to serve too, man.
Yes,
be willing
that's what it's all about.
That.
That's what my life's been all about, serving.
For sure, man. Yes, well, like I said, dog, like I'm proud of you, bro. Like I said, keep elevating, keep growing, bro. Step by step, man. Just continue to do what you do, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
Sure.
The best
Appreciate that, man.
For sure,
Appreciate
bro.
that. That's
love, bro. You already know, man. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said, the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we out, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
that was love.
Yes, sir.
Love.
Soundstripe.